or welcome back to the Lawkward Chronicles. My name is Larissa and today we are going over my bookshelves. All the books that are on here, on these shelves, and those over there. Messaged me on good old IG and she requested a bookshelf tour, and who am I to deny talking about books and showing off my shelves, because they're honestly my pride and joy. I love them so much. I'm so proud of them. Every time I have a friend come over, I'm immediately have them run up to my office and like say, look at my bookshelves, aren't they pretty? And I love it every time, and they say yes, oh my gosh, they're so great. And whether they're lying or not, I don't care, because they're pretty and I know they are. One thing that is missing from these shelves is some fairy lights that I have yet to hang up. I don't know what the vision I want. I don't know if I want them around. I don't know if I want them interlaced. I don't know the vision. I also do not have the sticky tabs to like properly do it. So we have my main shelves with all the books that I have read, and then I have my TBR shelf, which is in a cubby down there, and then I have like my academic office supplies bookshelfy thing over in the corner. So I'll show you all of them and we'll go through the books. I won't pull any of the books out because that would take way too long and be super annoying. So I'll just kind of give you an overview on what my shelves are, all my decor, and all of that good stuff. Here we go, fam! Starting with the top shelf here. This is my nonfiction shelf, and it holds my nonfiction books. Whoa, you can see my head. Hi! Alright, well, yes, like I said, my nonfiction shelf. I have How to Stay Alive in the Woods. I was really into the Hunger Games growing up, still am, and I was panicked that the world was going to end, so I wanted to learn how to survive in the woods, so there's that. Why Men Love Bitches. Always love a self-improvement dating book. I think that's super fun. He's Just Not That Into You. Same thing. I love a self-help dating thing. Atomic Habits, always good. Financial Feminist, highly recommend, especially getting into finances, whether you're good at them or not. Great introductory to finances. Gives you a really great plan and helps us women overcome the patriarchy. Tom Felton, Beyond the Wand. I am a big Harry Potter nerd. I have my Harry Potter tattoo, and anything Harry Potter related I'm going to most likely buy, and I love Tom Felton, and this is a really wonderful memoir regarding him growing up in the spotlight, especially as Draco Malfoy, and all the stuff that kind of came with that, and the issues that he struggled with, which was like more like alcoholism and everything, and all of his friendships throughout, which it was really great. I really loved that book. Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, along with Eat, Pray, Love. Oh, Eat, Pray, Love is probably my favorite I've read of hers. I didn't really connect well with Big Magic. I think it was just the time in my life that I didn't really connect as well with it. It would be cool to kind of give it a reread or like listen to the audiobook, but for me it didn't do much. Eat, Pray, Love, on the other hand, I loved every second of this. It was so fantastic. I would love to do an Eat, Pray, Love year for me, but my solo trips I kind of take as that. Attach. Everybody should read this book. I learned so much about myself and how I act into relationships and connect with others. This was such an important book. I think this should be a required reading. Attached is phenomenal. The attachment theory itself is so wonderful. Broke Millennial, another really great finance book, especially for a women point of view. Super great. I really like that. Thinner, Leaner, Stronger by Michael Matthews. Really great for overall health, wellness, and fitness advice. He talks everything about macros, supplements, strength training plans. Would 100,000% recommend. I love his stuff. He's very knowledgeable. And then this is Beyond Bigger, Leaner, Stronger. It's just the next step. He doesn't have a Beyond Thinner, Leaner, Stronger yet. He is writing it, but this is just the male one. They're not like super different, but highly recommend this one. I still like refer back to it. He's updated multiple versions of it. So this is the latest version and I absolutely love it. The Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin. Personality test. I love a good personality quiz. Jessica Simpson, open book. My favorite memoir of all time. this was such like a pivotal moment in my life, like her, growing up with her and seeing her on TV and knowing her music and everything. She told this very beautifully and absolutely loved it. And then Wild by Cheryl Strayed, absolutely wonderful memoir as well, very moving. I loved it so, so, so much. Eat It by Mike Vacanti and Jordan Syatt, a really great overall beginner into counting macros and kind of the nutritional aspect as well. These two are very similar, and I love all the authors on those. In the Flow by Alicia Vitti, really great for any cycle issues, understanding your menstrual cycle as women, and really great for people with PCOS or other symptoms, and like how foods can help, how different exercises and supplements can also help get you more in tune, as well as help repair any issues you have with your cycle. And then Jeanette Walls' Half Broke Horses, which was fun. And then some like Single is Your Superpower and Unbothered by Case Kenny, just fun journals, and yeah, really great. I was going through it a few years ago after a breakup, and I really needed this one and Attached. That really helped me through all of that. All right, this is my witchy shelf. I love it so much. I have this, which is housed some crystals that I got for Christmas, and it's just fun. And then this is my witchy book. It has like spells and candles and stuff. I haven't utilized it in a long time. Maybe I should, it'd be good. The Truth About Magic, which is a poetry book, poetry collection. Again, I really got into like tarot and everything after a breakup as more of a meditative tool, but this poetry collection also really helped kind of guide me, as well as get me through some stuff. So I really enjoyed everything in there, and I'll flip through there every once in a while and read a favorite when I need something. This was a gift fortune telling book of colors. I'm really into like astrology as well, as we can tell by my Aquarius tattoo. And yeah, Aquarius is back there. So this is like colors, power colors and stuff, and the astrology of you and me, obviously. And then there's another astrology book. Let me lift you up a little bit. And set you back down. Whew, what a ride. Another astrology book there. I have some crystals in here. I don't want to like completely, yeah, there's no way you're gonna, they're sliding everywhere. All right, well, you'll have to believe me that there's crystals in there. And then the butterfly, and then my tarot journal. Anytime I do a tarot reading, which isn't too often anymore, I write it in here. And then a couple of my tarot decks, which are, my goodness, which are the Star Child, as well as the Work Your Light. There it is. I enjoy them. And then Aquarius back there with some stuff. You guys, I just really big into Zodiac. And then this cute little thing that came on a candle, and I absolutely loved it, and I thought it was very fitting for up here. Okay, we'll just go back this way. Alright, so this is kind of like my YA, like dystopian, the books that I read when I was also a young adult, and Twilight Saga, as well as Midnight Sun, which just came out, which I was very excited about because I remember when she had first talked about Midnight Sun and somebody released the chapters too early, and she made a big stink about it and never released it, and I was so upset. So the fact that she released it finally a couple years ago. Also the host and the chemist, super underrated by it. So good. I would love to reread all of these actually, and I might. We'll do a reading vlog maybe of them and see what I think now. I was obsessed with the Twilight series growing up, and then the Hunger Games, as well as the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Like, the fact that these two came out in the same year during the pandemic, like, my summer reading was fantastic, to be completely honest. And yeah, Hunger Games was really big into that. The Chronicles of Narnia. This is all of them. I would love to get like the individuals, like really collector's edition, but this is just the big old bound up of all of the Chronicles of Narnia. And also kind of like why I named my channel The Lawkward Chronicles. Aragon. Really bothers me that this cover is different than these, because these are like the paper whatever, and then this is shiny and I absolutely hate it. But yeah, I was really big into Aragon and really loved that. Wish the movie was ahead of its time, unfortunately. It would be cool to have that now and have it done correctly instead of going by shelves, because the bookshelves are organized, but the rows are not. I mean, they're not collective. I did this backwards. It's okay. We're fine, right? So this is more of my general fiction, literary fiction, any of that kind of stuff. We have Ghosts, A Man Called Ove or Uwe, Anxious People, Room, Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, Hotel Nantucket, Someone Else's Shoes, The Lost Apothecary, Normal People, Conversations with Friends, In 5 Years, Romantic Comedy, The Art of Racing in the Rain, and Star-Crossed Sisters of Tuscany. And then we have my lovely light up ring that I got at a bachelorette party, along with my friendship bracelets, all of my friendship bracelets from the Taylor Swift Eras concert that I exchanged with people, as well as like the bracelets that we got while checking in, as well as the mirror ball that came, the lavender haze drink was in that, and it was quite tasty. They needed a little bit more Sprite, but that's okay. It was delicious. It was kind of like a lavender lemonade alcoholic beverage. It was really good. And then 50 Shades of Grey starts here because I'm not quite sure how to put it elsewhere. It'll move eventually. The 50 Shades of Grey was the original trilogy, and then Christian Grey's point of view are the Grey, Darker, and Freed. And I found those at a thrift shop, and I said, perfect. And then the mask, because whichever one, I think it's the second one, has the mask on it, so I thought that was perfect. Now we have the rest of the romance. So 50 Shades was kind of like the start of the romance. So we have Ghosted. Also, these are organized by author, and then either publication date or series or how I read them. Literally, it's kind of all over the place. We have Ghosted, The Dating Plan, Icebreaker, Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, My Emily Henry Loves of My Life's Beach Read, People We Made on Vacation, Book Lovers, Happy Place, The Kiss Quotient, Bride Test, Heart Principle. These are all companion novels. Hopeless, It Starts With Us, It Ends With Us, November 9th, Reminders of Him, Ugly Love. Hate that they did this. I hate that they did that. That's annoying. Abby Jimenez is Part of Your World, and yours truly. Also, what is with this? What is with that? That's annoying. Happily Letter After, and my Christina Lauren starts. So Love in Other Words was like the first Christina Lauren book. No, it isn't, but I really love it, so it's going there. The Soulmate Equation, and then the companion novel, The True Love Experiment, Vienna Honeymooners, Something Wilder, and my favorite, Half Night Stand. Harry Potter, we love, and I would love to get like the collector's editions, but these are the ones that I bought and grew up with. I hate that it's mixed like hardcovers and soft covers. It really bothers me. And then the Fantastic Beasts, I need to get one more of those, or like the latest one. And The Cursed Child, and my Chocolate Frog box when I went to there, as well as my Harry Potter cauldron that used to hold candy but doesn't anymore because I'll forget about it and it'll be in there forever. And then my Harry Potter dish, which I love so much, and my wands. This is Hermione's wand and this is Harry's wand. I had to get those when I went to Universal because I love them so much. If I ever go back, I'll get my wand. The next shelf is dedicated to Sarah J Maas, and love her obviously so much. So I haven't read these two yet, which I will be when, also it'll work out perfectly to where it's closer to the third Crescent City's release date. Don't know why, what happened, but it happened and I'm upset about it. So there's that. And obviously love ACOTAR with my whole heart. Think about it every single day. I want to reread it so badly, so I will be doing that shortly. And then Throne of Glass minus the one I'm reading in this month, so that will be there, but otherwise Throne of Glass. I know there's newer covers, but this is the one I got and I like it. So there's that. Not much to say. And the lantern, cool. Message in a Bottle, that was to be asked to be an attendant at a wedding. And then my Clearwater Beach sand and whatnot that I got I think on spring break one year. I don't know why this is shadowed so much, but anyway, continuing on with the romance shelf, we have the Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn. I thought I got the original cover, but I got the movie cover, which I'm okay with, but all the other ones are like the other, like this cover. They're not, obviously not the show covers because they weren't out when I ordered them. So again, hate that. Hate that it's different, but finally finished it. So they're all stacked up like this. And then this hat, it's so cute. It's a little fascinator. I got it off Etsy back when I was in undergrad. My sorority, we did Alice in Wonderland themed recruitment and I was the Mad Hatter. It was great and I got to say we're all mad here and it was fun. Some flowers that when I was in a wedding, she did fake flowers, which I absolutely love because now they sit there and they're so pretty and fun and I love them. Set on You by Amy Lee, X's and O's, which is a companion novel. The Brightest of Dreams, which is a Christian romance. The only reason I got it is because that's my friend that modeled for them. So I bought it to support him and it was just funny. But I read it, it's not my vibe. So, and the author is local to Minnesota, which I thought was really cool. Glad I supported that, but like, yeah, not my vibe. But if you're into Christian romance, closed door obviously, then that would be yours. Kayla Olson, The Reunion, Dead Romantics, loved this one. I read it on my Kindle and then bought it because I loved it so much. You can check out one of my hauls that I hauled it in. The Right Swipe, this is one of the books that I first read when I was able to read again because grad school, my last term in grad school was more of clinic setting. And so I was just getting back into reading and I finally had time to. And so that was one of the ones. And I read it so quickly, almost I think in a day or two. It was so fun. Attachments was also like, I read that on a road trip back from Salt Lake City to move back to Minnesota. And really, really loved this one so much. I still think about it a lot. It's still one of my favorites. So love that. Dating Dr. Dill. Amazing, fantastic. Archer's Voice, also amazing, fantastic. Funny you should ask. People either hate or love it. I loved it. The Hating Game. I loved The Hating Game. The movie, meh, it could have been better, but I pictured Lucy Hale for this character, for Lucy, and so that was really cool that she played her as well. I wish they would have stuck to the book. Adelaide by Genevieve Wheeler. Sometimes I feel like I should move that up, but it is technically a romance. I have a lantern, my camping lantern, and then an old candle, but I really liked the frosted edges, so that sits there. We have more of my historical fiction. Oh, and then my little Pinocchio. Pinocchio I got when I went to Europe in high school. We did a field trip, and so that's where I got Pinocchio. Magnolia Palace, All the Light We Cannot See. Cried so hard. That was a really good one. The Tea Rose and the Winter Rose. The Wild Rose is the third in this one. I don't have it. I didn't like it as much, so I just didn't keep it. But these two I have reread so many times and I absolutely love them. I would love to reread these again. City of Girls was so good. We did a book club on that. Taylor Jenkins Reid, this is her time to shine. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Malibu Rising, and Carrie Soto is back. If you notice that I am missing Daisy Jones and the Six, it's because I lent it out to a friend. They're taking forever to read it. The Tattooist of Auschwitz, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, then Where the Crawdads Sing, The Light Between Oceans, The Help, The Lincoln Highway, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and The Book Thief, all magnificent. I really love World War II, Great Depression era of my historical fiction. I think it's so fascinating. All right, I gotta make this a little bit quicker because my camera keeps overheating. We have Statue of David and Aphrodite here. I got these in Italy and then I made this bouquet, I guess. All right, so we have Heroes, Gods, and Monsters of the Greek Myths. A really great intro to all of the Greek mythology. That's where I learned about a lot of them. It's super simple, breaks it down very well. And Once Upon a Broken Heart, which has everybody like in a chokehold. I need to reread it because it didn't do much for me, so which is unfortunate. Fate of the Fallen, it's part of a series. I didn't really enjoy it that much, but I really like the cover. The Song of Achilles, absolutely still my favorite book. It's really tied with all the Emily Henry books though. Circe by Madeline Miller, East and West. East is now, I think, titled North, I don't know, it has a lot of mythology, Beauty and the Beast kind of retelling, which Beauty and the Beast is off of a Greek mythology, whatever. It's Eros and Psyche, a touch of darkness, ruin, and malice, which smutty Persephone and Hades romance. And then we get into more of like dystopian, kind of like a fantasy, but not like high fantasy. It's more of magical realism. I don't know. It didn't fit into the Greek mythology, but it's still kind of like fantasy and dystopian, whatever. Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. This one was very fascinating. I really enjoyed that. History of Wild Places, magical realism, The Princess Bride. Love that movie. Book, just watch the movie, guys. It's fine. Matt Higgs, The Midnight Library. The Night Circus, just so fun. I would love to like listen to it. One Italian Summer, meh. The House in the Cerulean Sea, loved that one. So you're super low, so I love a little hello sign. And then this is my thriller section. So Pretty Things, And Then There Were None, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Daisy Darker, Verity by Colleen Hoover, because that one needs to be down here. The One, The Silent Patient, The Maidens, and Behind Her Eyes. So these two are my favorite. I really loved the Netflix show. Love this book too. Netflix did a really great job with that. Then we have Nicholas Sparks, or any of like my older. So The Lucky One, The Notebook, A Walk to Remember, Adventures of Tom Sawyer, The Giver, The Little Princess, Tuck Everlasting, and then Dear John and The Last Songs. And then I have like a little scrapbook there. And then Blueberry, my little bear that I've had since childhood. All right, more fantasy. We have Lord of the Rings, obviously, unfortunately in those covers, but it is what it is. And then Game of Thrones, which again, unfortunate that it's in the mass market paperback, but it is what it is. And then these special editions from Barnes & Noble of Sherlock Holmes, The Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, Jane Austen, all of her 7 novels, The Story of King Arthur and His Knights, and Peter Pan. Unfortunately, I haven't read any of those. I've read Pride and Prejudice from this, but it's a pain in the butt to read because these are just, they're not great for actually reading. They're great for aesthetic purposes. And over here we have the Statue of David picture behind there. This really cute thank you card from my bestie, and then a birthday card that says thank you for having a birthday from my buddy David, and then another thank you card. And then in this box, I think I have like random outlet like plug-in things. I actually forgot about that was there. Right, it is time in our adventure to go to my TBR shelves. Let me bring you in here a little bit. So up top over on the TV, because there's a TV up there, I have all those little crystals that I talked about that were in that box. Up top on my witchy shelf, this is where I put my monthly TBR, so I can keep track and see which books I want to read every month. So as soon as I film that video for you guys, they go right onto the shelf. And then when I finish them, they travel over to that shelf over there. And that's how I keep track of what I read in a month. And then this holds all my bookmarks. It's just a fun little case that my grandma found when she was cleaning hotel rooms one time, when she used to manage one of the motels. And then behind there, I have a scarf and then my Disney ears. The scarf is from somewhere in Italy. Then we have kind of like romance slash, I would really like to get to these sooner rather than later. So we have Christina Lauren's Dating You, Hating You, Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, the Honey Don't list. And then some Taylor Jenkins Reid, Forever Interrupted, Maybe in Another Life, One True Loves, After I Do. So this is like backlist titles of my auto-buy authors. And then we have Magnolia Parks and The Fine Print and Loath to Love You, which is novellas by Ellie Hazelwood. And then little Madeline Miller, Galatia short story, which that is just like the silliest little thing. So eventually when I read that, which I could do in like 2 seconds, we'll go over to my Greek mythology shelf. My book of the month books, which as you can see is quite full. So we have Ink, Blood, Sisters, Scribes, The Wishing Game, Clemenstra, Hellbent, Ninth House. So actually they should be reversed, sorry. Ninth House and then Hellbent is the series. Babel and The Family, which I need to get to. This has been on my shelf for far, far, far too long. Like since I first subscribed to Book of the Month, and I just haven't got around to it. And then over on this is Trying to Rich Girlfriend, Rich People Problems, and The Mister. So we have thrift book finds, essentially, is what this is. So Clara and Mr. Tiffany, I have no idea what it's about, but I really want to read it apparently because it's still on there. The Manny looks fun, cute, I don't know, we'll find out. The Last Days of Magic, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I've heard really good things about this one, and I really liked Attachments by her, so I don't know why I haven't read it. Love, Rosie. I've heard so many great things about this book, still haven't read it. Such a Pretty Face. No idea. I think it's YA. I have no idea. The Wedding Thief. Seems like a good time to read it since wedding season. Will I? Meh, we'll find out. The Peach Keeper. No idea what that's about, so I don't know. And then, oh yeah, and then I have some candle things up there. And then scrolling over here, again, hodgepodge of stuff. So we have Wicked. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to this, but it's cool. All right, Hidden Figures and The Woman in the Castle, Lilac Girls, Water for Elephants. So this is more of like historical fiction. Looking for Alaska, Red Rising, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I really need to get to Ledge. I really want to get to because the second one's coming out this fall. And so that's why I haven't read it yet. I was supposed to read it when I got it in January, and then I held out because I want to wait for the second one. And then over here we have my nonfiction. Why Isn't My Brain Working? Boundaries. A guy I know wrote these two, The Long Road East and The Long Road North. So he gave them to me and I thought that was very nice. Yeah, I need to read them because I actually know the guy. I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I have read this one prior. Like I have read this and I really liked it, but it's been a while. So I really want to reread it and just kind of see if more is applicable to me. Broke Millennial takes on investing. I am working towards other goals right now, which is why I haven't read this yet. But when I start to, I'm investing a little bit, but like don't have like a complete investment strategy. When I do finish up some other of like my shorter term goals, I'll read this and see if there's anything else I need to shift in my investing strategy. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I don't think I'm going to read that. I've just heard too many like negative things about it, but we'll see. Python for Everybody and SQL Quickest Start Guide. And then I was trying to get into like data analysis, and I thought that was super fascinating. So I just bought some like introductory things. So when I was having a career crisis, I'm like, I'll just go to data analyzing. That was in a state of panic. Last little shelf. Up here, you can't see, but you can see the pom-pom. That's my undergrad diploma, as well as like my high school diploma and my sorority's like book, a history book thingy. And then we have some photos of me and one of my friends. Here we have more of like my textbooks, like school wise. We have nutritional medicine, so big but also very useful, that's why I keep it, which is annoying. And then the Netter Atlas of the Human Anatomy, I use that in anatomy, and it was helpful. It's honestly just pictures of the human body, doesn't really tell you anything about it. Then the anatomy coloring book, which I got because I thought it would help me learn, but it was fun coloring. Did it help me learn? Somewhat. I think I could have done other things, but that was a struggle. That was a tough class. The Clinical Guide to Documentation, just how to take good notes to not get sued. And then Strength Training and Stretch to Win, more of like fitness books. Some of my CECs for my certifications for group fitness, they send books. So one of them was How to Make More Money in the Fitness Industry, which is an easy class. Stress management, very useful. I really liked it. That's why I left this textbook. It has some really great stress management techniques. Some yoga, Slim, Calm, Sexy Yoga. It has some really good flows, very easy to understand. I really liked all the photos and the breakdowns. So it's very useful for like beginner, as well as I used to teach yoga. So it was really great to like open that up and get some ideas on the flow I wanted. Then we have some like Word and Excel books. What is this one? Oh, Graston. I'm certified in Graston technique, which is taking a metal tool and scraping the muscle tissue and a bunch of other stuff with that, and I love it so much. And then another anatomy textbook, like study materials from grad school that I kept. Oh, so much. Okay, that's giving me PTSD. As well as medical terminology, just some like certifications and old notes, like school notes from grad school. And then I don't know what's in these. Yearbooks are there. I think, oh, my coaching stuff is there. This has all my flashcards from school, like ones that were useful. The calculator, which belongs there. And then my camera stuff. My financial binder that I keep for yearly stuff, which is great, and a blank notebook. Down here is just like office supplies, so paper clips, dry erase markers, permanent markers, stapler, whatever. These are the fairy lights that I was talking about that I have yet to hang up. It will get done. It will get done. Some rulers, I actually do use them, and then 2 different 3-hole, like 3 paper punches. And then my printer and paper, and in those is just like office supplies and other paper. These are my shelves. Yeah. These are all the books that I own physically. There's that. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go. Thanks for hanging out. Respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye.